Yeah, Terrence is their freaking pillar, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year they also had Wayne Kirkpatrick as their other one,
Yeah,
and then Lance Freewell as well.
yeah, but I gotta say, Lance Freewell, I think, is on the borderline of old age in the league, I would say.
Even still, considering the amount of money they're spending on him, he obviously gets the starring center nod. Randy gets to be the starting point guard. So who do we want as their shooting guard?
Shooting guard, I would.
Tolliver probably, and then have Aisha be the backup point guard.
Let me look at their
Yes.
name. Yeah,
Huh? Yeah.
yeah. Terrence Tolliver as shooting guard. Micah Patrick as small forward. Sonia Tinker as power forward, and their center is Lance
Kirkpatrick
Freewell.
is actually pretty tall. I think he was mainly only thrown into like the. Wait, no. Kirkpatrick was their small forward because they just were like throwing people around for injuries. I think it was. Okay, so who do we want as their small forward, and who do we want as their power forward?
Looking at their roster, I would say either Kirkpatrick or maybe their new guy. One of their new guys, probably either Tyrone Gale or Stan Shields Jr.
I think Tyrone is a top 24 and Stans is not.
Yeah, Tyrone's a top 24. I remember that.
Kirkpatrick was power forward. They had Takamoto at small forward.
Oh, okay. So Takamoto's their starting junior. Their starting small forward, I mean.
Sonia should be power forward, and Stevie's saying Sonia should be the power forward, and Saga should be the small forward.
Okay.
Sonia, power forward. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think you.
I'll be right back real quick. I gotta use the restroom.
Okay. Jasper Witham could be really good. It's just he needs a lot more playtime.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Hanks is a good all around set big, so they have a good backup there. I can't really think of any real big gaps in their lineup that they need another player. Definitely need another player.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's pretty solid.
So they're 14th and 15th. They can probably pick up just about anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I would say maybe get a better backup center.
Well, Christian Hanks is a good backup center.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can snag a better one, that might be useful. Maybe
I suppose it's Sonia Tinker
get a better
is their
maybe get a
starting
better,
power forward. They
they
could
need a better
probably do with a
backup
better
forward.
one.
They do need some better forwards because Allen isn't that great of a backup and Sonya is not that great of a starter.
Yeah.
Stevie said bench Card, Gale, Shields, Hanks, and Witham, or replace Shields with Murphy.
For the veteran factor? Okay. Anyway, I think that's all we have to say about this one for the most part. Now let's go to the team that loves shooting threes when they shouldn't.
And a mech.
We're just starting the coloring phase of Williamsburg.
Williamsburg. The Minutemen. Or both. The Minute first.
The team that really should not be shooting threes, despite the fact everyone loves it doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I'm not surprised. So many reds for 3-point attempts.
I'm going to give
40
Lorraine the standard no playtime treatment, 75 minutes.
Yeah, I would say so. Hmm.
You know what? Simply because he has so many really, really bad numbers, I'm going to do the same for Silas Rand. Because else, that 109 defensive rating is unexcusable.
Silas Rand.
Yeah, it says 109 defensive rating.
Yeah, for 136 minutes. Yeah, I'll do that.
Even still, this team has 4 players that have a defensive rating over 107. Williamsburg was one of the worst defensive teams in the league. And the worst three-point shooting in the league. Because of, well, everyone loving to shoot.
Sam, if you're listening to this in the future, reel back those 3-point shots. Tell them to stop immediately. Or risk heavy fines. And there you go. There's some story right there. Tell everyone, if you even think about scoring a 3-pointer, I will fine you $100.
Well, there are some that
scoring.
can. There are some that are okay shooting.
It's just
Vera, Leonard Mack, and Crystal. They can shoot all they want. Renee can
it's just
shoot. She's above.
yeah,
Michaela
it's
can
just
shoot.
that they are just they're just negated by the fact that you have 3 players who are around 15 to 10% on 3-point shooting.
I think when I added up the team for last year, the total points cost for Williamsburg from 3 points shot was like negative 120
Yeah,
from the entire team. Mainly
Good
because it's
job,
like
Williamsburg.
you have some people
Good job.
that are good at shooting. You have 5 players that, yeah, if they want to shoot threes, go for it. It's just the fact that everyone, except for like 3 players, shot threes. Donald Macon wasn't trying, Ain wasn't trying, and Rebecca wasn't trying.
You okay?
More human than the human man.
Okay.
Human than the human.
I wonder, using the little pure point guard rating. What is Pharaoh rate?
I already know. Vera's point guard, Crystal's shooting guard.
Pharaoh ranks 11.5. So, still really good.
I think Samuel was the small forward. Goose is gone. And I think Leonard Mack is their starting center.
I suppose here's one question. Do you start Davis?
Yeah. Shooting guard.
Then who's their backup point guard?
Their backup point guard was Michaela Marley.
But they have a full roster, so they can't pick her up again. So again, do you start Davis, knowing the fact that she's the only backup point guard?
I would actually say.
Actually, they do still have Michaela Marley, but her
they still have-
backup, her assist to turnover ratio is not that great.
Uh, hmm. What about maybe Mars? No, not Marcella. I don't think so. I think
It's
Marcella
like
would probably
she
be back
definitely
up
has
shoot.
the stats to make it her worth a starter position. It's just that with this team, considering you have no other backup point guard, she has to be on the bench. In which case, you're putting a. Then who do you put at the shooting guard? Michaela, with her 107 defense.
Honestly, I don't know with this. They really don't have a decent backup shooting guard or point guard, I should say.
Well, Crystal is a good backup point guard. It's just the fact that they don't have a shooting guard. She's either a shooting guard, in which case you have no backup, or she's the backup and you have no shooting guard. CV is saying start Marley and bring Davis off the bench. So he's saying. Oh. Yeah. So have Michaela be the starting shoot guard. Crystal will be the backup guard.
Yeah, that could probably work out good for him. I think for their that's okay, Draken. Not DC3, the other dragon.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'd almost say.
I would say
as the
maybe
power forward.
Who?
Ain.
Oh. Yeah.
His offensive rating isn't that great, but when you consider his defensive rating against everyone else on this team, granted, he came from I think he was picked up from a different team.
Ian Easy. Yeah, I would say